to Shop Talk. I'm Chikiro Apuno. Here in the country, the significant achievements and life-changing contributions of the youth do not go unrecognized because for 5 decades now, the Philippine JCs has been on the lookout for the outstanding young men and women. Here to tell us more about the awards and the search they're doing for TOIM 2010 is Olivia Uy Dizon. She is the national chairperson of the Outstanding Young Men 2010. Also with us, our past TOIM awardees. We have Attorney Antoinette Aliones, recognized in 2009 for Human Resources Development, and Ilac Diaz, 2005 awardee for Social Entrepreneurship. Thanks for coming to the show, all three of you. It's really great to have all these achievers all in one couch. Great, great, great. 2005, so you were what, 12? Not that young, no.
I tried to get away with it.
No, it's 18 to 40 for the record, right? It's
you don't just enter and then you get selected. Sometimes it's the body of work. So I started out in 2003 when my first application. I was rejected 3 times.
Oh!
Well, not rejected. It means that there were other more worthy.
It wasn't time yet.
It wasn't time yet.
Yes.
And so it is a process of trying out. So there are people that have been trying out once and then they stop, or twice and then they stop. But it's just to show you that even the people that reached a certain level, we really had a hard time getting. I mean, the standards are very high, and sometimes, like us, we only had 8, so it's not actually the 10 outstanding. Sometimes they really are so strict about it that they're not after the number, they're after the quality.
Right. All right. And of course, I said 10 outstanding young men and women because we have one here. Attorney, are there more women? Are there more women than men by now, or hindi?
Yeah, in fact, last year in our batch, hati kami, 3 women, 3 men.
Oh, diba?
Yeah, so...
Yeah. 2009 last year.
Last year, yeah, that's right.
Okay. And did you go through the ringer also, just like Ilac? I mean, was it a tough process for you also?
It was a tough process. The selection process itself, done by the Junior Chamber International, is quite rigorous. And I think they really make sure that the standards are there for the nominees to meet, including not just your accomplishments, but the overall, integrity, the totality of the achievers. Young, emphasis on the young.
All right, we'll get it straight from the organizers. These are the tough people. These are the people that you have to impress. It's not really naman. You have also a very even the what do you call them, judges or the
screeners.
And the screeners. Right. There you go. They are also reputable, and they are the ones who are tough to impress, diba? I'm really getting ahead of myself because I'm supposed to be asking you now what this is about, how long you've been around. We did mention that you've been around for 5 decades, talagang 50 years.
51.
50,
right.
oh, this
1959.
Is on, 1950. But what really is the objective here? Why do you give these awards every year?
It is primarily to give due recognition to the youth, to the young people, because as we said, it's only from 18 to 40 years old. So it's and then by giving them recognition, we inspire other people to also do their part in nation building or in contributing to the good of the community and being achievers in their chosen field of endeavors.
So it has been the same objective from the start.
Yes, it has been. And then in addition to, you were telling us about women, the first woman awardee was Ms. Pasita Abad in 1984.
Okay, yes. So bago lang, but now we're catching.
And it's nice. I mean, the screening committee is totally independent from the judging committee. Right. So it's really like it's not like somebody can carry the vote throughout the whole process. So being one of the early, I did know about the screening committee, but if you even try to, well, you can't even find out who it is. So it's a very hush the whole process. So we have this great confidence that it is the work that will be noted and not who you know. So in fact, if you try to, I've noticed it, if you even try to influence or find out, they actually look down on your efforts.
Yeah, it's actually it's gonna work the other way for you. Yeah, we're looking at the pictures now of some of the other awardees in the past. Of course, some of our colleagues here.
Yes, Maria Ressa and Karen Davila.
Yeah. There are 14 fields that you choose from, no? Or parang you can count at 14: agriculture, economics, education, arts, banking, business. I'll go quickly through it. Community development, sports, government service, journalism, law, literature, science and technology, and medicine. So you can find it to these 14, no.
Actually, no. Like for the newer batches of TOIM awardees, they use the TOIM as an affirmation of their advocacy. Meaning, like, for instance, Ilak
Social
here is the
entrepreneurship.
first awardee for social entrepreneurship. So you don't find it in that category.
I was going to say, where did you fall under?
Yeah, actually, it was pretty good because Philippines actually pushed it for world. It was when what happens is there are 10 for the Philippines, well, 10 outstanding, but you get one from that and you represent it in the world. And so at that time, many in 95, sorry, it was the first in the world to be pushed for social enterprise. And they in fact even asked what it was, what the Philippines was, presenting for social enterprise.
So hopefully eventually, like, we have a few good bloggers also in the Philippines. Eventually, when they do something and push that field forward and contribute to the community, they too can be part of this award.
And you mentioned bloggers. That means this is global
and
recognition.
we're always
already,
evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last year, I was nominated for government service, but JC's on its own recognized me for human resource development and not just government service. So I think on its own, they tried to determine the
All right,
fields.
so how does it go, Banks? It's nomination process. Somebody has to nominate you. You cannot make presenta. Can I be a
Pwede.
TOIM awardee? Pwede rin. Oo.
Pwede,
pero
but it's always better. I mean, yun nga, I think the reason why these people are outstanding are simply also because of their humility. Most of them, they don't want glory for themselves. It's really the cause behind what motivated them to be an outstanding person or an outstanding Filipino.
So actually, kung tutusin, pwede, but that's not
Pwede,
usually how it
yeah.
goes.
So-
And the process is, so the nomination is put out, whether it's a self-nomination or somebody else, and then from there,
From
what
there,
happens?
you first have to get a copy of our official nomination forms. Can I plug?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
they can download it at jciphil.com or toim.org, or they can request it from our office in the JCI Philippines headquarters. The number is 373-7907, and then they can request it. After which, the nominator should approach the nominee, to fill out the nomination form, and then in the nomination form there are 5 questions that need to be answered. They should have documentation of these of the work that they've done, and then they submit it before the deadline, which is for this year. It's on September 15th.
Okay, so may time pa. Little
Yes,
time,
yes.
pero pwede pa, meron pa. Pero by now, I'm sure you've had a lot of nominations.
We've had a lot of inquiries, but they usually wait up to the last minute to deadline.
Yeah, because I guess it's also a lot of it entails some work. from the
Yes.
nominee.
But what we also want to emphasize is, like, they have to submit a scrapbook. It's not. We don't judge it on the beauty, on how
It's a
on how it's.
substance
Yes,
talaga.
of course. Yes, we would like to emphasize that it's really the substance.
And what are the most common fields that you get nominees from?
Although it varies, it depends. It's also a trend. So sometimes it's we have a lot of awardees from the field of business. So we have bankers, we have entrepreneurs, and then we also have the arts. So it
And when
really
you choose
depends.
10, or in some cases 6 or 4, I don't always hit 10. Do you hit more than 10 sometimes, or you limit it to 10?
No, we've had some years we've had 12.
So you just keep
it really
the title na
depends.
lang, but it's really more than the 10
It's actually the
outstanding. It started out as 10, now it's become
Yes.
the outstanding
Young
men and
men.
women.
Well, it used to be called
TOIF.
it used to be
Outstanding Young Filipinos.
Filipinos,
Yeah,
and then
TOIF.
it was reverted. So
Because men encompasses men and women. It's
Right.
like,
But all we know is it's really prestigious. I mean,
Yes,
even if you have to work for the nomination and to actually get the award, it's so worth it. Who nominated you then?
It was Pat Santo Tomas, who was my former boss at the Department of Labor and Employment.
Ano, nagpaalam muna sa'yo, or sinurprise ka, o gumawa kang scrapbook?
Actually, she was making kulit since 2008 when I came back from my studies in Harvard, and then she said, "Tonette, you better, do your documents, the bid book for TOIM." But then that year, I found out that one of my friends was competing in the area of government service. So I thought, hindi, I'm gonna give way and I'll wait another year. So si Ma'am yung nangulit.
Okay. How about you, Ilak?
I was my thesis was actually under J. Bernardo, and at that time he was inspirational because he also won the 10 Outstanding Young Persons of the World where, as I said, the 10, they will choose one and then send it to the World JCI. And the JCI will get from all the 100 plus in the world and just choose 10. So he was a hard act to follow.
That's a big deal.
And so he nominated me to the TOM because he was one of the advisors for my PR1, what started me in this whole career of social enterprise. And after a couple of years, he said, you know, I didn't believe that your thesis would actually make it, but now that you have, maybe we should see if it goes with the TOM. And that was the first one. And then of course it didn't get elected, and you know, we tried again as the years. But you know, as I said, it was the work, and then as I loved the work, then he just added more to it, and not that, you know, that I had to work more for it. So it was really interesting. But the TOIM is really interesting because, as you know, as she mentioned, that there are some new kinds of ways, new kinds of societal needs that are not relevant, not relevant, but are more relevant as TOYM comes, new kinds of forms of awardees that emerge, or business and social venture that was merged. So there are new things that happens, and so just because you don't see your name on your specialty or career specialty on it, it's not to try out, because it's also an evolving form. But the change that happened when I got TOYM was getting a huge organization to actually support this kind of rubber stamp it in a sense that I was able to approach people with social enterprise, when before it was always the what.
It's like a seal.
It's like but an amazing seal that changed my life after TOYM.
See, this is your stuff. We're going to have more time a little later on to talk about the reasons why these people were picked in the first place. We'll get to know Tonet and Ilak and their projects a little bit more. But just a quick question. So it's only one in each field. You cannot duplicate.
You can.
You can. So like this year, it could be 4 all in business, ganon.
Can be.
Okay. So medyo, in that sense, medyo, hindi kayo masyadong strict.
Yes.
It's really just, I think you are very good at spotting those who are just in for the accolade, for the, and those who really already have done their work and you just want to recognize.
Yes. We credit that to our screeners and judges because they have the say on who gets awarded and not. We're really just an instrument in bringing these people into the limelight.
Are you a screener, a
No,
judge?
no. I'm just the search chairperson.
Oh, really?
So it's my duty to reach out to as many people as possible and invite
get them to get to be known, so that maybe you are what TOIM is looking for.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I think what you want to do also is to inspire other people not to get awards, but to do the work that eventually will deserve the award.
It was really funny. Actually, when finally, so Jay Bernardo, I showed him, sir, look.
Ito yung ganyan mo.
Yeah. And then he said, well, TOIM is not. TOIM is actually like an accounting. It's what you've done, but why TOIM gave that to you is a whole new reason. It's what you're about to do. So never look at it.
True.
Never look at it as an end in itself. That this is your accolade, and then you polish it, and but really it's something to put at the side. And it's really what will be your body.
It's a challenge. And I think the nice thing that's happening is kayo, parang so what do you have next? What we have next is a break. We're going to talk about what we can expect, what you guys have, what's cooking with all of you after having received your TOIM. All right, more about that and TOIM and the search after the break. Stay tuned.